Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3 of our tutorial series on the game Geometry Dash. Last week we should have ended up with the basic level like this, with spikes as well as platforms. Whenever we play the game, you should be able to jump up and down on platforms, and if you hit a spike you should die. Like that. So now, this week what we want to do is create, instead of manually dragging these and duplicating these nodes, which are also inefficient and ugly as you can see, we want to use a tile map system to make this all a lot easier. What we want to first do is delete everything except the floor. So just clear out all this test stuff that we made. The test scene, we delete this all first. Now it should be blank. Now what we want to do is going to the main node in the game scene, and a new tile called tile map. A new node called tile map. And we'll name it platforms. So what tile map does is you can just create a bunch of tiles, and then here, as you can see, there's like little grids, and you can place them so it's equally spaced apart, and then you can have sprites, you can have images and everything, so it's much better. So now first what we want to do is make sure we lock it by clicking this symbol. So if there's a little lock icon, it means lock. This way we can't drag it around, like for the camera, so we don't actually move the tiles around. Now going into here, cell, change the cell size to 122 by 122. Which is too big, as you can see. However, this is the size of our images, and what we can do is we can actually scale this down into the size of our player. So now going into scale, which you can find transform under Node 2D, scale this down to 60 divided by 122.0. Make sure you have this 0.0 at the end, as this makes it float division like that. 60 divided by 122.0. Since the size of our player is 60 by 60, but the size of these cells are 122, so we want to do 60 divided by 122. So now you can see the squares are much smaller, and they align up with the size of the player like that, you can see. So now going back to this node, create a new tile set, and clicking into this tile set. And so you basically go here, new tile set, and you click it. Now going into the assets folder, find regular block 01.png, drag this into this left box like that, and you should be able to see the image down there. And now click new single tile, then click the snap icon so we can enable snapping. However, you can see that it's misaligned. The snapping is not correct. So first, just drag anything. Doesn't really matter. This way, it allows us to see the snap options over here. And over here, the step is 32 by 32. However, we want to make this 122 divided by 2, which is 61, because this is 122 by 122 pixels. And if we want 2 boxes, so 4 in total, we just divide by 2 to get 61, then 61 here also. So now it perfectly lines up. So what we want to do is drag out the tile like that. And now we click new single tile. And now it's a tile. So now if we go back here, we'll see regular block 01. Now we can draw it like that. However, nothing will actually happen because there's no collisions, and we haven't set its mask or anything yet. So now going back into here and clicking this, and clicking the little box. We're in region mode right now, which selects the actual image, but now go to collision. And this is here where we can select the collision. So clicking new collision polygon, click this, and this. The reason we're making a triangle for this shape is because if you know Geometry Dash, if you hit the side, so if the player comes along and hits the side here, they actually die. They only survive if they hit the top of the block, right? So as this is only the platform, we're only doing the top, and then to check for the sides, we'll make another tile map to do it, since in Godot, currently you cannot have 2 different layers in one tile map. So this way, this is only the top. So now going back into this platforms tile map, We can also check on show collision to show the collisions. However, we also haven't enabled any masks or anything like that. So what we want to do is down in collision, enable layer 1 and also enable mask 2, since mask 2 is the ground thing. So now this should work if we jump on it. So to place blocks, you left click, and to delete blocks, you right click, like that. So now we can try to make a simple jump up for the player, like that. So this is much easier than what we had before, and it looks much better also as there are tiles. Like that. So this is much better now. As you can also notice, there's no color in these images. It's just black and white. We can add color to the whole screen later on so that the whole screen changes colors, which means the blocks change colors. So now let's also try this with another tile. So going back into this tile set, we can drag in regular platform 01.png. And here, as you can see, the tiles are not lined up again. Clicking new single tile, we can click one of them. And now here, we want to change our step again. And then snap will be 61 by 28. This way we create 4 again. And if you're curious on how you actually do this math, you can just double click this and you can see it's 122 by 56. So 122 by 2 is 61. 56 divided by 2 is 28, which is how we create our snap. Now going back here, we can drag out this shape. Now going to collision. Again, click new polygon. Then we draw out a triangle, which automatically snaps the corners like that. So now if we go back into this platforms, you'll see that we can also drag in these tiles, which are only half as tall. Like that. Now let's add one more. This time we'll add wavy platforms. So go down until you find wavy platform like 01.png. Actually, let's do 04 first. This one looks better. As usual, you need to create the new snap, which I'll break out for you. So click new single tile, drag one, and now in step, be 61, and then Y will be 63, like that. So now this should perfectly line up and allow us to go like that. And now going to collision. Obviously, we haven't created any snap because we can. So if we go back here, we can do 63 divided by 2.0 like that. Now create it's now split into 4. So going to collision, we can also do the same thing. Create a triangle like that. So only the top hits. Now if we save this, we can also have some wavy platforms now that the player can jump on. Now if we play this, you should see that if it rolls a bit, it's because it's down Godot's physics system, which is a bit buggy since we have so many tiles and that our gravity is so high. However, it should work overall. If you find that rolls a lot, you can also try setting your physics tick rate higher. Like that. So next week we will add another tile map for the actual hazards like spikes, roadblocks, stuff like that. We have vines, thorns, and then we can create a simple geometry dash level with music and everything. So make sure you stay tuned for the next part of this tutorial series.